Mason Fowler, the up-and-coming jiu-jitsu artist, black belt jiu-jitsu artist. Now, this video is going to be a little bit about him and what his potential is, and the main title of this is Mason Fowler versus Gordon Ryan, and I am just waiting and dying to see this. Now, I want to do a little bit of a name drop, because I'm not saying this because I just randomly follow him, but I do want to say that, like, yeah, I actually know the guy, and for a while, actually, I think for a good 4 or 5 years.
So, my name's Mason Fowler. I'm 25, and I've been growing this thing out for about 2 weeks, and it's my first time I'm actually going to try to grow a beard out.
So it was really fun. I actually got to hang out with him for a good 4 years while we were in Fresno, California, and yeah, this was, look at 6 years ago. And I'm bringing this up because he is not only a phenomenal guy, he really is actually like a true fun guy, but the fact that he is a legitimate jiu-jitsu black belt. And I have rolled with him many times, and his game, you know, as I've got my black belt, he has just gone like surpass. And it's mainly because of his dedication to jiu-jitsu competitions. Now, I think his big breakout was with Craig Jones, and we're going to just go in here, and I want to give you guys like a little dissection and the reason why I think him and Gordon Ryan are, it's going to be a really good match, and I'll explain why here. So stay to the end of the video, and let me just give you guys a little bit of a breakdown. So Mason Fowler in 2018-2019 came in with the ADCC against Craig Jones. That was one of the big fights, and then him again with Craig Jones, where Mason got the return submission on him and got the title. I think it was the underground fighting before UFC came around. That being said, though, he was an up-and-comer, and my favorite thing that he did was actually do a lot of IBJJF, yeah. So a good example for me is this video right here, and this just shows some level of talent that he has, because he doesn't just roll with, you know, the high-level guys. He'll go open, what do you call it? He'll do he'll do open weight classes. Let's see what happens here. Boom, pass. And this is like, remember, this is the last like 30 seconds of the fight. Like the whole 4 or 5 minutes, the big dude is just on him. And I believe after this, he got the points and won the match. Now, that being said, he has gone all over the map. Not only fighting against these big heavyweight black belt guys, but he's gone with Pat Shabaglian. He's showed that he can hang up with the new guys and the up-and-comers. Like I said, Craig Jones. Gosh, even I don't know how to pronounce his name. That was actually a really fun fight. But he's been all over the place. This was the comeback that Mason Fowler came back from. But let's kind of get into the video about why I think Mason versus Gordon Ryan is the is the match of the year in my opinion. Now let me break down a couple things where we're at. So Mason right now is getting to, I believe, peak. I think he's getting to his peak in his prime right now. I think he's about 34, right? And I believe Gordon is around the same age. But Gordon doesn't really stick around with the IBJJF. Okay, now remember that organization has gotten a little flack with its rules and regulations and its practices. Now, another reason why Gordon doesn't is because he obviously is on PEDs. And not to say that Mason isn't, because I know Mason does a lot of subs, but some of those subs could be borderline. Doesn't matter. At the end of the day, these guys are all juiced up. Let's go. But I think Gordon's style and Mason's style would, I think, be one of the best matches of the year. Mainly the reason why Mason's rubber guard is so phenomenal. Putting in those, gosh, I'm trying to think. There's so many names that I'm looking for, but the you know, going to the omoplata. I'm trying to think to the triangle. Both of those are big in his wheelhouse. The armbar. Even the guillotine, rear naked choke, because he likes to go over the chin, which I do like myself. But Gordon Ryan's no slouch as well. And, I mean, he'll go from mean, rubber, I mean, donkey. I mean, there's so many different positions that Gordon Ryan is very capable of and flexible of in those positions. Plus, he's very chill. See, the reason why I like Gordon Ryan is that he doesn't really need to be aggressive, and he'll match his opponent's aggression, and he can stay and keep up with it. But I think he also likes to stay logical in his head, in his gameplay. And I think Mason is the same way. I think he can react to some of the actions that Gordon can pose, but I really think that. Oops, sorry about that. I really think that Mason and him would just be a really fun match, and they love to put on a show. That's the other thing too. Mason is a fun. Not only a fun, charismatic guy, right? Even off the mat when he's doing interviews, he's just a wholesome guy, and that's why I think Gordon's the same way. Gordon's a little more cocky, which is cool. Like I get it. Mason's a little cocky too, but he's a little more humble. But when their fight game comes along, it just would be a very interesting matchup. And I know Gordon's just coming off of an injury. Mason's just coming off a win right now. And I believe that was just recently too. Yeah, right here with his UFC Fight Pass after his big win there, and that's where he called out. Gordon's the one, and if not, I know he can speak about. I think his name is Michael. If he wants to do a fight with him, but dude, he's undefeated. He is undefeated right now in the UFC Fight Pass, and like I said, I really think there's a lot of potential for him, and I wouldn't be surprised if when him and Gordon go up, it'll be a pretty close match. Now, if I was a bet placing guy, which I'm not, I don't like to gamble. I like to watch it, but I don't like to gamble. I'd probably give 65 to 70% to Gordon, and maybe 45 to 30% to Mason. And it's just more because I believe the experience and the coaching that he's getting. Not to say that Mason's not getting good coaching, but I think Mason's a little more experienced in the gi and without the gi versus Gordon. But there's a lot of variables, and they play totally different games. And Mason's a big wrestler. I know he's very capable of takedowns. I know Gordon's the same way. Gordon's got some great judo trips, judo throws. But I think both of these guys just kind of like to get into the weeds in grappling, and I will be very excited, and I'm hoping by the end of this year we can get a match out of that. So let me know what you guys think about that, and maybe what your thoughts are and who would win in that match. And I'm excited to see what you guys think.